Recap bits you would like to share.
Mentioned a riddle.
Oh, right, you mentioned
And
the
I
riddle.
believe
That's right.
the answer was regret.
They did the riddle. We
And-
found out there was a ghost here. We really shouldn't have stopped to listen. We should have just gone straight through. Instead, we're now kind of trapped.
That's right. Okay.
Oh, and I tried to get us out of it. Well, not even get us out of this. Just, I tried to ask her to let us pass real quick, and in exchange, I'd introduce her to a ghost.
She seemed to not be a taker, unfortunately, to that one.
Shame.
Yeah, shame. He's such a good guy. Had his own house, haunted everything, business. Very successful.
Yeah. So yeah, I think everybody has done that bit, that thing, and the inspiration die. And yeah, so we're going to let me recap proper. As you're all traveling through that first layer of Undermountain, farther up than you were the previous day. Yeah, you came into this room after some investigation and some of this magical nonsense happening. You did discover this does seem to be, and speaking with this ghost, this does seem to be a old abandoned temple to Shar. With this ghost, don't remember if she introduced herself last time, but she did introduce herself as a last Mother Superior before she was poisoned and ousted. So she seemed to be almost a little bit proud of her death. But yeah, saying she doesn't get many people coming through, she gave you a riddle this time, which I believe should still be in the lore channel if you want to reread. But yes, you did successfully guess the answer to be regret. And basically we left off with her challenging you with if you speak your true regret, she will let you free. The last line of the riddle being, speak then the truth if you wish to be free, else you'll be mine for eternity. So that is where we left off. Four of you are kind of probably looking between yourselves, and Bonnie and Three.
Cordelia is tapping her chin, thinking, which one do I regret the most?
Do I have any regrets?
Sure she does.
Everyone has regrets of something.
I regret missing that damn scarecrow.
But is that the true regret?
It is a true regret.
Three Strings actually kind of pitches in. It's like, I guess, if you're all hesitant, I guess I can go first, if you want.
Go for it, buddy.
He kind of takes like this deep, perhaps a little bit dramatic sigh, and he kind of takes a deep breath and says, I guess the truth of the matter is, the only reason I learned to play with three strings is because I learned on a freaking lute. And he's gonna roll deception.
You're so
maybe
brave.
Persuasion.
Oh, but that's ingenuity, and she's just gonna pat his back. That's okay, darling.
Yeah, this ghost says, please, something so paltry. Something a bit more juicy.
Juicy. Well,
yeah, you notice if she's kind of saying all this, and like this entire time, it's been almost, with a smile on her face, almost kind of gleeful to a certain extent.
well, she doesn't seem like, the most moral person, so that's understandable. Cordelia will step up and she will also take a dramatic breath. This must be the way to do it after all. Three Strings did it. And then she'll sigh in honesty. Well, I regret taking my brother Tom out to them caves. That was not a great idea. I regret that. Because then all this might not have happened. But then all this might not have happened. I wouldn't have got to meet you fine folks. So how can I truly regret that if it all ended up with this? But it's a bad thing. Does that count?
And I giggles. You perhaps jest, but I do sense there's true regret there. Your brother will have scars he carries with him for his life.
Cordelia will slump.
Seems, whether you want to be honest to yourself about it or not, you are largely at fault for such. She says, almost haunting you, almost trying to make you make kind of deepen this wound, but just kind of giggle again as she kind of floats back after kind of leaning in. Oh, but I think that'll work for you. Very.
Wait, how do you know that that's going to scar him for life? Are you?
I know.
Omniscient? Omniscient. How did that word look in the dictionary? Omniscient. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. But Lady Shar does provide enlightenment. I've learned many of her secrets here these past few centuries.
Ooh, fancy.
Me and her, aside from occasional visitors like you. Who next? Prisma, Celia, or Othronus? Are either
Celia
of you
is still trying
ready
to
to go?
figure out what her regret is.
Are you looking to like the other two?
No, she's literally looking off, trying
Or-
to really
okay,
think
okay.
back. She looks very focused.
Do you want to defer to let one of the NPCs go first?
Sure.
Bonnie next actually steps up, and she says, I don't know if this is good enough for you, but I regret that I'm not able to provide a better life for those I'm looking after, my family. They're in danger now, and I very may well have hit somebody off. I don't know. She kind of looks like she's kind of fighting off, like, both a combination of tears and just general frustration. And this ghost kind of leans back. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. Save what you can in these coming moments. Let's see where these dice fall. That seems to have saved her. Moment. Christmas, Celia. Are you ready?
Sorry,
I forgot I was muted again.
I forgot I'm pressed to talk right now.
That would do it.
Yeah, no, it's because I just got new headphones, so these are pressed to talk.
Taking some time to adjust.
So you or me?
Oh, you can go first.
Well, okay. Arthronus, he steps up, just calls into his hand. So you want to regret, huh?
Yeah.
Or real one, I guess? Sure. Takes in a very deep breath. And he just starts naming off a bunch of his mistakes. Every attack I've missed, every time I spilled a little bit of my beer, every time I stubbed my toe, every time I hit my head on the doorframe because I forgot how short some are. Let's see, every time I don't wake up knowing where I am is what I'm like. Let's see what else. Let me know when it's enough.
Yeah, you kind of look up to her as she's kind of floating there above you now, as you're kind of listing off all of these like mistakes or just like these like kind of unfortunate things that have happened.
Mistakes, inconveniences, like the times I was scolded for doing something wrong.
You see this
like reaching into random.
You see this like smile that's been on her face kind of twist down slowly into a scowl. Oh, I think you misunderstand the assignment. I'm not looking for unfortunate things that have happened in your life. I'm looking for regrets, for things you did you wish you didn't.
Or things that you didn't do, if that helps.
There's plenty of things I didn't do.
And make it juicy.
Make it juicy. This isn't a steak. I know steak and meat. A couple other things too that are juicy. The fruit.
She's kind of like again a bit of this smile begins kind of creeping up onto her face as you're kind of like squirming a little bit to try and find a way out of this. Find
Sorry, now,
here.
I honestly, my mind just went. It's this drink that's just a bunch of fruit blended together with alcohol that just tastes really good. I don't even know. It was during one of the festivals. It was so damn good. You're dead. You don't know what I'm talking about, and I kind of feel sorry for you now, actually. Because have you ever had that? It was so damn good.
Kind of just staring at you now. Perhaps you need more time.
No. Sorry, lost track of something. I've got plenty. Yeah. Sorry, my mind's just different memories. Different. And he actually does look and take a quick peek over at Celia, just seeing where her head's at right now. Is she paying attention? She's still looking off into her own world?
She is looking off into her own world.
And he's just going to sigh and say, I regret that I chose to leave someone when I chose to save myself instead of trying to save them too.
More vague, but it'll do.
And it's only there for a split second, but there's like a visible anger, and where his eyes actually do flicker a bit when she just brushes it off as vague.
Yeah, because that's very specific for Arthronus.
Yeah, for me that's a little specific.
Yeah, that was him like bearing his heart on his sleeve. But yeah. All right. I think you probably noticed kind of both with like very different looks, but both Bonnie and Three Strings, they're kind of like looking over at you. Three Strings more of a, oh, I don't think I knew all the details there. Bonnie almost, she kind of looks away pretty quickly after you kind of meet her eye, but you get almost like a sense of judgment.
Yeah. And I actually do whisper the last few parts, so I don't know if anyone can actually hear it. Because she essentially, he was going to continue, but then I guess she assumed it was going to end, so he just whispered out the last part.
I don't know if you're going to message it or if you just said it, but I don't think you heard that.
Oh, sorry. This mic sometimes it's pick up whispers. He goes up. I left, and now they had to become my enemies. And I was only able to save one, and the other one I left for dead. May as well kill them myself.
All sorts of drama. All right. Actually, I think as you kind of whisper that, you see her like, she's like already kind of turned away, but you kind of see her head cocked back a little bit of a smirk. But she kind of leaves you to that, and turns towards. All right, half down, 3 to go.
Prisma.
Prisma, I don't know if you're still on push to talk.
Oh, shit. Yeah, wrong button.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. as far as Prisma, you kind of hear both voices talk, both Prisma and Janus. You'll hear Janus say, having spent so much time studying and immersing myself in this mathematical and magical study, and then you'll hear Prisma, and having put so much of my heart and soul into it, and everything that I've done, and then kind of both of the voices at the same time. I regret having put so much of me into my work.
Interesting.
Prisma will look at the ghost and ask, "How long have you been here?"
She kind of, again, that smile twists down a bit when you ask that, and she says, "I don't know. So last I checked, over 2 centuries."
Prisma will kind of smirk.
Wow,
and,
sounds
Go ahead.
boring. Oh, sorry.
Prisma will just smile and I pray that you don't have to spend the eternity I did in your confines, and hopefully you'll find some peace out there.
Yeah, with that kind of like that neutral face twists down into a full-on scowl as she kind of pauses, then says, "I have not been alone, though. I've spent my time immersing myself in the glory of... But it sounds like you..." And Prisma, she points into your chest. No feeling, but like she kind of, like her finger almost phases through your chest, or does phase through your chest, as she says, "You, all alone that time. That drives someone quite mad."
It wasn't my time alone that drove me mad. It was the memory of my failure.
Very interesting. You see her kind of look past Janice into Prisma's eyes, almost trying to hide it, but puzzling over something she can't quite read. Like she's seeing something she doesn't understand.
Yeah, I get that a lot. You know, integrative calculus can be a bitch sometimes, so it's fine.
Damn it, I can't solve this problem. What does it mean? All right. Well then, that leaves the 2 of you. Three Strings is gonna look over to you, Celia, like he's ready to go, but if you want, are ready to go.
She will let him go because she is still. It
Still
looks
thinking?
like now instead of thinking, she's kind of in a internal struggle,
Ooh.
trying to figure out what exactly she wants to say.
Yeah.
Any stolen kisses you didn't steal and you regret it, maybe?
Get 3 Strings pitches in. It's like, I mean, maybe. I don't know if that's what she's about. Is that what you're
Or-
about?
Or
Depends.
did you leave home and then you never look back, but then every once in a while in the dead of night, you think about your mama that you left behind? And you wonder, when you look up at the stars, is she looking at those same stars when you do?
Are you saying all this
Or
too,
something?
Celia?
Yeah, she's like totally going off on a tangent here, imagining what Celia might regret.
Cordelia,
Yeah, this
as you
ghost-
keep talking and as you keep speaking to her, you see her get more and more angry.
Ooh.
Like her
I
nails
guess
are
right?
digging. Her nails are digging into her arms as she has her shoulder, like her arms crossed in front of her, and the
Ooh.
scowl just kind of starts to grow more and more on her face. Before she finally
Knew that
says,
was good.
"You know what? Fine. You want to know what my biggest regret is? It's the fact that I am not good enough. I wasn't good enough for my mother. I wasn't good enough to succeed my first mission. I'm not even good enough to fight against the shadows of someone in the past. And even now, I want nothing more than to melt these stones into nothing but ash, but I am still not good enough. So yeah, that is my biggest regret."
Cordelia's face just falls and she's got like big, giant, sad eyes. But you are enough.
You see this ghost kind of hovering in front of you with this big, like this very pleased with herself smile on her face. And then when you say, "But you are enough," Cordelia, she kind of like snaps her head over to you with a glare. Then kind of slowly turning back towards you, Celia. "If you wish, it is within Shar's power to help one forget."
No, you don't want to forget. Celia, everything good and bad has built you up to where you are now, and you're a lovely person and wouldn't change you for nothing.
She just
Yeah.
kind of continues looking at you, Celia. Kind of not even turning towards Cordelia.
And there's a moment where Celia truly considers this offer. And her fingers kind of start to trace the tattoo that's on her arm that she had gotten from the Temple of Saloon. No. My entire life I have ran away. I can't keep doing that.
She kind of looks a little disappointed now and says, "Well, you know where to find me. I believe, though, we have one more before I am to let you go." Turn over towards Three Strings now. He kind of says, "Well, that's a big one to follow up, but I guess if I'm being honest, I've been busy. Being a harper with being a performer, and I've been grateful for both of those things. But even though she helped get me up where I am, I I wish I was able to see my sister and her family more often. And this ghost kind of nods her head and says, well, that'll do. I suppose you've all kept your word, spoken truthfully, honestly. I trust you will all reflect on such things and know that Char's embrace helps numb the pain of regret.
Yeah, sounds like it, but also erases who you are.
Three Strangers pitches in. Is that it? She's not what she's cracked up. He kind of like says, ignoring this ghost. Kind of. Very well. Suppose I'll let you free. And you all feel that kind of turning sensation in your stomachs again, but gravity does not shift. But you actually see that the ceiling that you had been standing on, I guess I forgot that in the recap, gravity had shifted and you were standing on the ceiling. But the ceiling actually kind of shimmers. The darkness fades out around you as you realize you actually were not on the ceiling. It was illusion. And you look to the doors, and this fog has now faded out of the doorways. You see the rope that you had tied. You see the knot that you had tied to connect the two ends together, all the knots. But now the rope is cut where it was in the doorways before. So you just have a whole bunch of rope kind of laying on the floor now. And you look back up, and this ghost woman is gone.
But we're still on the ceiling.
No, you're on the floor now. It shimmered away, and it was revealed that it was an illusion. You were on the floor the entire time.
Oh, I didn't even get to ask her if she wanted to go on a date with Liv. Oh well.
You hear faintly on the wind.
You faintly hear, "This is not my."
That's teasing. That is teasing. You did not hear anything. As a side note, as a DM, they are both bound to the places where they died, so it would have to be a long distance relationship.
Oh, come on. Surely there'd be some way to rebind a ghost to another spot. There's got to be something on that.
Oh, if only we could take a piece of this spot that she was on and move it over to. Oh no, that would solve all our problems. Anyways.
Maybe.
Just move Trollskull Tavern down into the Temple of Shar.
Ooh, good speakeasy location. But we're free to wander about the place, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there was. I mean, there were still a couple of dead bodies, and various bits of rubble, all kind of back where it was before. But yeah, no, it seems that the room is back to normal, how it was before. The rope is there. Bobani does kind of look to you and says, "We should probably keep going."
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. I will say last minute, anything you guys want to do before you go? Do you want to do before you go?
I mean, I suppose it'd be a good idea to check the bodies for anything useful and or interesting.
There's various bits of like decayed rations, a wine flask that is very much turned to vinegar. But it seems like most of the, or pretty much all the exciting stuff has already been picked off these bodies.
Fair enough.
All right. I assume you guys want to pick up the rope and head out, though I don't want to speak for you guys.
Might as well.
Prisma, Celia, and or Siler, I don't know if you're on push to talk. So I don't know if you're saying stuff.
No, continuing on.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me get next scene, and should just be a black screen for now, but that is as it should be.
Cool.
For the moment. Yeah, you all continue on. Make your way through some of the other these passageways. Every once in a while, you come out to a more open area. There's either disarmed or already activated traps that you kind of pass through, though it's all been pretty easy. Until, let's see. After a good bit more of walking, you all make it to this kind of, again, relatively dimly lit passageway. I'm assuming you are all doing the same thing for light as before. But you actually come across rubble that is blocking your way forward. And Bonnie speaks up and says, "This is it. We're here. Our home should be just past this rubble. And this is where we're separated."
So just to be clear, this is when the Court of Miracles starts playing.
I'm sorry,
That's
the what?
later. That's later.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's Hunchback, right? Court of
Yeah.
Miracles?
Yep.
Sorry, I've never seen The Hunchback, so.
Wait, what?
You awful person.
Don't wait, what me, Crystal? You
I
cry
have
every
the
time we
DVD.
try to watch it.
It doesn't matter. I thought we watched it.
No, we haven't watched it. We haven't watched it because anytime I watch anything that's Disney, you're like, "Oh, I want to watch," and then you cry.
It doesn't matter. We need to watch it.
And do you like stop watching it when she cries? I thought you would just keep going.
Yes, because
You just keep going.
Like,
Just keep going. You push through it. It's so good.
like, what the fuck?
So, Hef, does this mean that you've never heard the song Hellfire? Or the Bells of
Probably,
Notre
actually,
Dame?
yes, but only because she sings it with her sister.
Okay. Well, that's good at least.
Because,
Crystal sings
like,
it? Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, Crystal, but like it's like it's the movie that her and her sister watched, so it makes her emotional.
That movie made me want to be a gypsy as a child.
I think it was Sherlock Holmes that made me want to be a gypsy. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which version?
What do you mean? They
Which
all had
version of Sherlock Holmes? I mean, yeah, they all
had
have.
gypsies.
Like, which
Yeah, they all
one
had.
did you watch that made you want to be a gypsy?
Oh, I think it was the Robert Downey Jr. one.
Okay. Fair. Those ones are kind of underrated, honestly. No, they're good. But yeah, there's this rubble blocking your path. And Bonnie actually just kind of goes and starts clearing, like starts working on just kind of trying to clear this rubble. I don't know if any of you have something that might help, but
I can try and help, seeing as I have no idea how strong she is, but I know I'm pretty strong.
yeah.
I can shoot it. I can dump some gunpowder in it. Blow it up.
Maybe not when we're underground.
I mean,
True.
do you know how to safely do that?
No,
You can get
but I could try it. First time for everything.
So you just put a bunch of bullets or a bunch of the gunpowder, and you just make a little line outside, and you light it, and you stand like right next to it just to make sure it goes off properly.
Yes. But also, this is coming from the brain that tried to blow up a rock by simply lighting a piece of string tied around it.
All right. So is everybody gonna just participate in clearing this rubble the old-fashioned way, or does anybody have any tactics or stratagem they wish to employ?
I mean,
Pick up
not-
rocks.
All right. Pick up rocks. Yeah, it's not all just rocks, though. You actually see bits of wood and sheet metal as well.
If necessary, can I use my ring weapons to make a pickaxe and just start hammering away at some of these things?
Let's go with that. Everybody, I'm going to say everybody roll an athletics check, and we're going to do the total everybody adding together, everybody working together.
Can I provide emotional support?
And then, no. I mean, you can.
Of course, you just have to say, "Go, guys, go ahead and do it," and you just sit back and just chill with a drink.
I'm going to say you can give one person of your choice a +1 with that.
Woo!
And I will also say, Othronus, I'm going to say with the pickaxe, I'm going to give that a conditional +2.
Cool.
Do I still need
And,
to roll if I give someone a +1?
Are you helping?
I am providing emotional support.
If you're not actually helping move the rubble, then you do not roll.
Listen, I have a negative strength. I feel like this is just bringing our average down. I'm just gonna get in your guys'
But it's not an
way.
average. It's everybody gets together and the D's I guess we're just kind of going with it. Okay. So Cordelia got a 13. Othronus, you can roll, and then both Bonnie and 3 strings. Bonnie's gonna kind of glare at you now, Celia. It's like, why aren't you? Damn it. Right.
I want to give
Right.
3 strings the +1. You can
Alright.
take 3 strings.
can I just provide bardic inspiration to someone?
Okay. Are you going to provide bardic
This carries a
inspiration and
strength
then
check.
and then participate yourself, or are you going to just this is an athletics check. But if you're not proficient in athletics, then it's strength.
Right, I'm not proficient with athletics, so to kind of help the score from going down, I'm gonna.
It's not an average. It's a group roll, and everybody adds, and the DC is going to be extra high. But if you want to, if that's what you're looking to do, then yeah, you can get somebody bardic.
I mean, just straight rolling with nothing else. I got a 16.
16, pretty good. And then Othronus, what do you get with your conditional?
Good. I got a conditional +2 for the thing. I'd also going to rage and just make a nice little pickaxe that looks almost just like a trying to think. Almost just like a blunted axe head, basically. And just really without taking off anything, I'm just going to start going ham on everything. It's just around me. That would be a 24.
Nice. Is this like you're at danger of hitting everybody else too?
No, I picked a specific place that's specifically away from everyone else, the majority. Going for the bigger pieces, and that obviously I'm taking out a bit of my own frustrations on what I was. And just a little. Yeah.
Perhaps there's
that was fun.
Bit of angst just kind of in the group, hanging in the group at the moment. Given
Maybe a little bit. But I'm cursing under my breath, just talking about possibly collapsing the cave entrance so no one ever goes to visit her again.
Ooh. 3 strings got a natural 1, so that's a 2 with that +1 bonus. No, actually a 3 with the +1 bonus because he also has the +1 to strength. Bonnie got an unnatural 20.
So with Bonnie's sarcastic comment to Celia, she would try and then be like, fine, I guess I'll show you. I rolled a 4. So I feel like me and 3 strings really tried our best. It just did not work out very well.
You guys are trying to lift up a rock that she had already moved, and you're trying to move it further back, and
it's not going anywhere. It's not budging.
You know what? Maybe the two of you are working together to carry a brick, a single brick.
There, I helped.
I'm like, do I want to waste a 2nd level spell slot to become huge again?
It looks like you guys are actually making pretty good time. Particularly, Bonnie and Othronus are working together. Cordelia and Prisma, you're both doing some pretty good work. And then there's Prisma and then there's 3 strings and Celia. Sorry, who are just kind of, doing a few things every once in a while.
I'll throw up some dancing lights. Here you go, guys. You're welcome.
Woo, disco ball. Not really, but kind of. But yeah, you guys make some pretty good time on this. Still takes a bit, but you are able to get a good good opening. You're not necessarily needing to clear the whole way, but just as long as you guys can get through. I will say that, particularly with everything going on, I think 3 strings will kind of ask you, Celia, hey, everything good with what happened in there?
Oh, yeah. Everything's perfect.
Should I even bother having him roll an insight check?
No, there's clear sarcasm dripping from every word she says.
Yeah.
There's a neon sign next to her that Prisma created that says she's not okay.
Yeah, that was mostly rhetorical. Yeah. I haven't had many encounters with Char and followers of her myself, but I've heard of other sects of Harpers having some pretty bad with her followers. She really does want to get under your skin, and I think you made the right choice. Remember, that's just her way of manipulating you.
It's funny, because if it was up to me, I would have taken that choice in a heartbeat. The ability to just forget everything that has caused you pain is so tempting.
It's enticing, and I think that's why she's gotten such traction as she has, but it's And he kind of pauses and thinks about his words for a moment. I think, as enticing as it is, in the end, it just leaves people more vulnerable.
You two over there talking about how wonderful you are, Celia.
Not right now, Cordelia.
I was gonna say you broke out a little bit at the end there, Michael, so I didn't hear what you said.
Oh.
But I feel like that was intentional because I feel like Celia didn't hear anything. She just heard Cordelia talk over 3 strings.
That
Sorry
is kind of fitting. I think I forget exactly the last thing I said, but I think he was saying, I think, while choosing to forget is enticing, in his opinion, he thinks that it just leaves somebody more vulnerable in the end. And then, yeah, probably Cordelia's like, hey, what you guys talking about?
Nothing, Cordelia, just how heavy these rocks are.
She specifically was asking if they were talking about how fabulous, how awesome she is.
No.
Well, you should, because you are awesome.
I will say, meanwhile, Prisma is stacking rocks in what looks to be an unstable configuration, but it's not.
Balance.
Well, he's just doing this with the rocks that you guys are like putting onto the side, so he's just wasting time.
Yeah.
Looks like it should fall, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, Thronis, you mentioned you were kind of going at this pretty frantically.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah. Bonnie's also pretty frantic next to you as well. But she does kind of take a moment to say, I whatever we find on the other side here, thank you for helping me get this.
Don't mention it. We have 3 strings and the rope is more than 1.
Yeah.
That and you've been an excellent bar, server, maid, whatever it is. You did a very good job.
Thank you. It's been an interesting time since we've come here. But I appreciate all the people at the Yawning Portal that have let me into at least a small part of their lives. I think we're almost through.
Well, let's finish strong and see what we find. Now just redouble the efforts. And if I can, I'm just going to switch to a maul, or just like a warhammer. Just start smashing.
Smash. Did want to check in with real quick a bit more with Prisma, Cordelia, and Celia. See if there's any other things before we kind of smash through. Kool-Aid Man your way through the rubble.
Woo!
I know you're having a
Oh, he's just making weird looking symbols on the ground with the rocks.
Rocks.
You know, summoning the devil. That's it. Nothing crazy.
Prisma.
That chump? Hell no.
Prisma tells you.
I'm summoning the DeGrasse Tyson.
No,
You get
no.
an intrusive. You get an intrusive thought from Prisma. It's like, this rock looks like this bread looks like a rock. Seems tasty.
But then see this bread, it looks like a rock.
Munch.
Ow.
But no, yeah, he's just kind of doing that, and then every now and again he'll write something down, and then he'll just keep doing that.
All right. I will say before I give the reveal of the map, it's really close to what I was looking for, and that's why I'm using it. But it's also like not quite there. So, yeah. So TLDR, ignore the big hole in the middle. Imagine that's filled in, and these kind of waterways are kind of all just kind of crossing over each other, and somehow that makes sense. But yeah, you break through this tunnel, and you kind of see a bit better now that it looks like this rubble was the side of a collapsed building blocking the way. And you kind of look out, see this fairly open area between a few different tunnels. Several almost home-looking buildings, kind of ramshackle, but look like they'd be a pretty decent place to live. Kind of spread throughout this open area. You do see, though, as well, kind of various signs of destruction and battle, including, this building that got knocked over, blocking your way. There's singe marks on some of the other ones, as well as a number of bodies down towards the lower section of this area. Bonnie actually goes racing off towards them and says, oh gods, this is... And she kind of looks at all the bodies and then kind of searches around a little frantically. Therese Jenks also kind of goes in. I'm assuming everybody else is going in.
Yep.
See.
I will
Shout it.
stay
I'm
at
going
the
to put
back.
you guys...
I will say he lights another match just to be safe and uses control fire just to be safe.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's a few more of those kind of glowing stones giving some kind of dim illumination. Though you also do see there are some pieces of rubble from these buildings that are not on fire, but still have some glowing embers around them.
If does minor illusion allow you to create things that produce light?
I don't believe so. Let me actually check that real quick. I think it might be like very small amounts of light, or not enough to like kind of see much or have much area. But... Come on. Illusion.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. All right, thanks. No, then yeah, I'll just stick to that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're able to create a light with control fire. In fact, actually, I think you see a couple of like candles that are kind of in front of these buildings. To kind of some ramshackle lights that you're able to kind of use the flame in your hand to light those as well to kind of give some more of a constant light source. And coming down a bit closer to where the bulk of this battle happened, you see, what seemed to be 5 Harper bodies in those navy blue cloaks, including the Harper pins as well. As well as 2 bodies kind of dressed in, one's in a bit of a heavier armor, and the other's in more leathers. But they have this insignia. I just put kind of the insignias because I didn't get art for all of them. But they have this insignia of a hammer with these kind of red runes on the shape of the hammer as well.
How big is the hammer?
It's not a. I mean, one of them does have an actual war hammer that he was using as a weapon, one of the heavier armor. But this insignia it's I don't know, smaller than palm sized.
Do I know anything else about it?
Everybody can roll a history check if they would like to.
Okay.
Anybody who'd like to?
I got a dirty 20. I will say that Prisma does
Okay.
try to lift up the hammer, and when
the warhammer or the insignia.
the hammer, like he's looking at the insignia, but he also tries to pick up the hammer, and when he does and puts it on his shoulder, he falls. It's too heavy.
Also a 10.
So- 10.
Yeah.
And then
He has it up onto his shoulder, and as soon as he does,
and then Cordelia, you said you got a 13.
Yep.
And then Celia,
10.
10 as well. Okay. Othronus and Celia, I think you don't really get much other than this definitely matches the description of the people that Bonnie and Three Strings were talking about this morning, of the people that attacked. It seems that the door linked. They seem like some other criminal faction in some form, but you're not entirely certain. Cordelia and Prisma, I think you see just kind of based off of some of the design motifs of this symbol, something perhaps on the darker side. It does not look like the the gold, the almost regal gold and black at the center. Something a bit more insidious. I'll say Prisma, looking at this symbol, these runes on this hammer almost seem infernal in nature.
ooh,
And I will say that is kind of paralleled on the designs of the physical warhammer as well.
so all these seem to be infernal emblems or writings or whatever.
You don't know if it's necessarily in a language or just kind of like design motifs of a magical nature of some kind. But I think you also see that it's this hammer as well as the more heavily armored ones. The hammer and his armor seem to have infernal, like, kind of design motifs. Though I think you look at his shield and a dagger that is in the chest of one of the harpers seem to be made of some sort of infernal iron.
What happens if I try and touch the dagger?
As you approach and kind of reach down, it kind of catches your eye. Bonnie's kind of looking between the different buildings. As you approach, you actually see this dagger. It's actually holding something into his chest. A piece of paper, folded in half. You reach for the dagger, and there doesn't seem to be any burning sensation.
Okay,
But I'd say you all, I think you all do smell a bit of alongside the blood, a bit of the smell of sulfur. You're going to pluck out the dagger and the so you can read the piece of paper. It sounds like.
Yeah. Unless I could just take the piece off without, like, it's just paper, right?
It would rip the paper.
Oh, then yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Taking off the dagger.
And you feel the demonic. No, you. At least as far as you're aware, everything seems to be fine. You do pull out this paper. I'll say you read the first line. You see. Do you want me to read this aloud, or would you like me to DM it?
Oh, you can read it aloud. I'm gonna tell everyone anyways. It's fine.
All right. Yeah, perhaps getting everybody's attention. You read. Actually, do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it yourself? I can read it if you want.
Yeah, either or is fine, honestly.
Okay. This letter reads, "Honey, we know what you are, and we have what you love. Your little ones are safe for now, but safety has a price. Come alone to the blackened knuckle in the field war before the next sunset. Bring no one and speak of this to no soul, or their blood will be on your hands. Refuse, and their true nature will be revealed to the world. Imagine how they'll fare when the city learns what hides beneath their skin. The choice is simple: obedience or oblivion." Addressed, Red Fang, the Iron Mark.
So after reading that, Prisma would definitely look back at Barney and just be like, "So, you got
Yeah,
any news on that, or something we should know, buddy?"
She's like, kind of like got her hand to her mouth. They're almost certainly referring to doppelgangers.
And Prisma kind of looks around. Real shit, you're a doppelganger, right? Like, that's what you are, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
you are being chased by other people like you. Yes?
I don't know. I don't know if they're doppelgangers, but they know we are. They're out for us.
You know this Red Vein?
No. I will say, Othronus, go ahead and roll a history check at advantage. This is not a high DC as well.
Wow. Just wow. Really glad for
Oh.
that advantage. Well, it was an 18 and a 2, so I'm very glad for that advantage.
Definitely good. You actually remember hearing about something yourself this morning, in fact, as well, from Clive, who mentioned that there was this new criminal faction muscling in on Zentrum territory, both Black Network and Doom Raiders, while we're both weakened after some of the events that have occurred recently. And you remember hearing that they were called the Iron Mark. They share it seems that they are connected.
Okay. So let me see if we can finally get back so we can totally see what this person's talking about.
Kind of missed some of that.
Sorry.
But
Finally able to move on the map. And this is where these are the marks, right? Or which are the ones here, right?
yes, the red hammer with the skull is the symbol. It's not a 1-to-1 of their symbol, but it's the closest thing that I could find on Pinterest.
Fair enough. All right then.
It does have that sort of red and black hammer motif. And then the rest of these are Harper's. Corpses. Though you do see 3 strings actually kind of, after looking each of them over, say, there's 3 missing, including Rainier. Yeah, Bonnie's like breaking down at this point. It's like, how are they? They took them. And what are they gonna do with them?
Amelia's trying to pat her back and comfort her at least a little bit. Well, they said go the black knuckle, the bruised knuckle, what?
Blackened knuckle.
Black knuckle.
3 screens. 3 strings scratches.
3 screens.
3 screens. I mean, I got 3 screens in front of me. 2
In a
monitors.
cyberpunk version of this, there's a guy called 3 Screens.
Definitely gonna use that in some cyberpunk campaign in the future.
That would be fun.
And he's like, he's got a screen on like across his face for a helmet, and like 1 on each of his palms. And that's just how he talks.
Yeah, he's got the visor and then just like 2 Pit Boys.
Yeah. Just holds up 2 phones sideways, like across his face, and that's when the words pop out.
Sorry. During the Blackened Knuckle, actually, I'll say, so Thronis, Celia, and Cordelia, you can all roll a history.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, that's
8.
a nat 1.
Oh, 8,
You
nat
can
1.
reroll.
Hold on, I think.
Oh,
I
yeah,
get
this
to
is true.
reroll.
Use that luck.
That's a 9. I am not rolling good tonight.
I mean, you got better than Othronus. Celia, you got any luck on the history check? Crystal?
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Darn computers.
The darn beep boops.
Yeah.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, that's better. There we go.
Did it swap out your mics again?
No, I just accidentally muted my actual mic and didn't realize it was muted.
Ah.
But that is
Did you have other stuff
unnatural
you're
20
saying?
for me.
Oh, unnatural
No.
20.
Nice.
Yeah. Cordelia and Athronis, you both draw a blank. But Celia, as this kind of looks like there's almost like a snap, it's like, oh, as perhaps you're almost like a. Perhaps I not speak for Celia. Perhaps there's a bit of excitement and a bit of ooh, as you actually were referred to a tavern in the Field Ward named Blackened Knuckle, as it is the Field Ward is kind of in some ways out of the jurisdiction of the rest of the city. And the Blackened Knuckle is quite possibly the largest fight club in the city, or in the general area of the city. You were referred there actually by it was mentioned to you by the head quote unquote priest at the Temple of the House of Heroes.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. I think remembering that, she's going to look towards Orthronus to see if he's showing any kind of reaction to that.
He's still looking at the symbol, and you can see his fists are very much clenched, claws almost digging into his own hand. So you can see there's a spark of recognition, but he hasn't said anything.
Huh. Not quite the reaction I was expecting. To hear the next location might be near a fighting ring. Is everything okay, big guy?
As soon as you say near a fighting ring, he does give a nice toothy smile, though it's a little more. There's less charm, more just that little feral. Like he's very much happy that this involves violence now.
To be loved is to be known.
Yeah, Bonnie, I will say, has kind of fallen to her knees to a certain degree, kind of hands on the ground.
Oh dear, darling.
What are you gonna do to them?
Well, it sounds like they're going to try to expose them, but for what y'all are, but we're going to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen. We're going to try our best. We can go there and confront them, or if you're meant to go alone, then we can back you up and disguise ourselves. And, well, we'll show them what for.
Can't let them. And you all see, as she's kind of like telling herself she won't let them, as you're kind of saying this, you see her hands actually kind of morph into claws and kind of claw at the ground, leaving actually some decent marks in the ground. Let me actually roll for something real quick. Let's see. Okay. Excuse me. You all actually hear from from this building over here, this voice say, Bonnie, is that you? Actually, did not do it. It's a bit of an older voice saying that. Bonnie, is that you? As you see kind of stepping out kind of from the shadows, kind of bracing himself against this door frame, kind of looking out. You see, okay, that's not the right size. Did the Cordelia thing. Oh, and Alberto just crashed. Fun. Yeah, you see this, what looks to be a old man in these fairly fine robes and this wizard's hat, with this long white beard step out. I'll post an image in the art channel, though you should be able to see in the Albert.
So Sidian in 50 to 70 years.
I'm curious of
This is where you ended up.
I'm curious, because I don't know if any of you recognize this person.
We'll figure it out in a second, as soon as it loads.
I kind of
Oh,
doubt
it's still
it.
loading for you.
I'd roll to see if I recognize him.
Is that
I'll
old
say
Gale?
I'll say, just out of curiosity, everybody can roll a history check, just to see what your character might know of this person.
Okay.
History, right?
Man.
I got 23.
Everything I put in history was
tracks.
was like remembering about those guys, because that was a me.
Ooh, 22.
What was that? 22. Thronis, what was that?
That was a 9.
A 9? Alright.
Nat 20
Mhm.
reduced to 19.
Fair enough. Alright, everybody rolled pretty well except Othronus. Othronus, this looks like some just kind of like old, like classic depiction of an old wizard. Is this supposed to be somebody specific? I don't know.
I never paid attention to this.
The rest of you are kind of baffled and kind of probably taken aback by it for a moment of like, this is like almost pretty much perfectly matches the description of Elminster. Kind of a renowned, wizened old wizard that is very long-lived. And you actually see him kind of stumble out from this door frame and actually kind of run over to Bonnie. It's like, Bonnie, you're here! Any reactions as he's running past you all?
Who are you?
You with that roll that you definitely recognize this is Elminster.
Very powerful, very old
Not
wizard.
certain-
I'm the only one I think who doesn't recognize him.
Good job.
So there's currently a glaive like on my shoulder, as I'm just like keeping an eye on him. But I'm still dealing with a few things. But so long as you guys seem cool with it.
Yeah, he like runs past you as he's summoning this glaive, and he's just like he's like startled from. It's like, and he just kind of like kind of sidestepping you. He'll and like keeping an eye on you for a moment. He'll just kind of continue running past. Any other reactions or comments at the moment?
He's fangirling hard. Like,
I mean, this is the equivalent of
imagine
beating
you guys met Prince.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, let's think about it. Would he be a prince, or would he be like? Cause He's a solo wizard.
Oh,
He's not like in a part of a group. So
it's like meeting Rasputin, the historical figure.
now I'm thinking like, would this be like meeting Prince, or would
I
this
know.
be like meeting Slash from Guns N' Roses?
Actually, yeah, no. Faster. Yeah, Bonnie at this point is kind of like looking up and kind of like sitting up. She's still kind of on her knees, but like she's sitting up and like almost like extending her arms out for a hug. Prisma, you said you're fangirling. Anything specific you're doing?
He is rifling through pages of his book to try and get him to sign a page.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're like pulling out your book for him to sign, and he kind of runs past you into the arms of Bonnie as she the two of them hug, which is a little awkward. I think he like kind of goes to his knees so he's not at the same level. So they're kind of hugging on the floor here. And she like looks with this sigh of relief. Oh, Flick. Are you all right? You're here. How are you? And he kind of says, I was so worried. I didn't know what to do. I just hid. They kind of hug again. And Bonnie kind of like, I think, looks at kind of everybody's reactions like, oh, I guess I should explain. This is Flick. As she kind of gestures to Elminster. Hello. Oh, I suppose I should probably take a more appropriate form. Ramsden? As this form of Elminster kind of changes and shifts and actually kind of shrinks into form of a young boy, a small child. Actually has a bit of a resemblance to Bonnie as well, but yeah, still kind of kneeling on the floor, clothes shifting as well, no longer wearing the robes and the wizard hat, kind of looking at you all and says, hi,
Oh,
I'm
adorable.
Flick. I'll actually say, this new form that he's taken does probably remind you a little bit of your younger brother.
I was gonna say, I was like, dang, that's not the art that I picked for Tom.
It's not, but it is similar. It
is very similar.
Compare though.
Cute.
Like, oh, that is really similar. So worried. And Bonnie just kind of embraces him again and says, I'm here now. Gonna make sure you stay safe. Say embrace. I'll offer. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Cordelia's both a little sad, but also happy at the scene. Just like, there's more.
Flick does mention they took the others. They took Willow and Rye. I'm gonna get them back. We're gonna get them. Kind of looking to you all. Thank you. I think probably dusting herself off a bit, as she kind of stands up, she says, guess we should probably figure out what we can here and make a plan. I don't know how you normally go about these things.
Well, we
suppose it
normally
would be
don't
good to
plan.
make a plan, but there's
That's,
only so much we can plan for.
Certain we could figure out something. What are we gonna do? They have my kids.
Well, based off of this note, it sounds like they want you to go alone. So we may need you to go in separate from us.
And we'll
I'm-
back you up somehow.
Willing to do that.
I'm
Guess
sure it
we
won't
should-
be too hard to get in, considering fighting ring. We have a fighter.
All we need is a ring.
They
ring?
Actually, he
provide
already
the
has
ring.
one. Actually, Othronus already has a ring. It is a fighting ring.
We talking like brass knuckles or like the arena?
He has the magic item that Gale gave him that can transform into other weapons akin to
Oh, that's
pack
right.
magic feature. I will offer, if you guys want, we can leave off here and pick up next time, or we can keep going a bit. There'd be other things together.
Well, it sounds like
Yeah.
the next one will be the fighting arena, so unless there's
Yeah.
something in between that.
Well, should we disguise ourselves? Is my question.
Well, you can make a plan, or I guess you can probably just also not make a plan.
Well,
If we try to enter, who's gonna potentially refuse us?
Perhaps there's some
Yeah.
information to gather. I will say the note did say come before sundown, and I think while you're underground, you'd estimate it to be kind of late morning, so you've got like 6 or 7 hours or so, mid to late.
I mean, we can go get disguises if we feel more comfortable, but we were referred to this fighting arena, so it's not
True.
out of the ordinary for us to go and sign up.
no one knows
No,
who I am,
that's
so it doesn't really
fine.
matter.
Well, Bonnie, should you
Yeah.
go in to negotiate with them, and we'll fight?
I
If you scout out ahead, we'll cover you.
I don't know what they want from me and my family, but I'd also I don't think it's going to be good, and I don't know if they're going to accept negotiation.
Look, if they take children, I doubt they're men of their word. So maybe finding, I don't know. I'm not really good with kids, but I mean, it's not a plan. But maybe kill everyone. Can we really trust everyone? I don't think we can trust everyone.
Yeah,
I hate
you see.
realizing this conversation's been going on and I've been muted the whole time.
Oh, I'm sorry. That always sucks when you're saying stuff. You're accidentally muted.
Yeah, but the entire thing boils down to is we go in there, whether it's contestants or not, and we just fight them because it's not really a negotiation. They're blackmailing, trying to demand something, and we disagree. That's as simple as it is.
I do think
The only thing I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, Bonnie was gonna say. I do think I should at least appear alone, but if you all go in separate, I don't even know if you need to disguise yourself. But if you stay close and listen in, you might be able to back me up if things go wrong. But if we could
Sounds good to
find
me.
out more information maybe before tonight.
So we
that
go
might give
early
us-
and we scope the place out.
Yeah. They shouldn't see me, but if I were disguised, but if they were able to sleuth me out, they probably have some means of finding me out if I were to go. So maybe you all go without me, and I join you in the evening once you find out more, after you find out more.
Sounds like a good idea. That way you know what you're walking into.
And I'm sure it won't be hard for one of us to slip out and relay any information we need to you before then.
Yeah. Three Strings does kind of. You actually notice he's picked off the Harper pins off of the Harpers. You see him kind of holding them reverently, and he says, "They probably also took the other Harpers and Rainier. They're probably holding them there as well, I'd say. It seems we're in store for a rescue mission. I could probably muster up other reinforcements if you think it'll come to that."
Well, it's hard to know before seeing how big the place is.
And how
But
many will
backup
be
is
there?
good.
I got a few people who might be able to help. Maybe it's an honest maybe. This particular group's been taking advantage of certain preoccupied. It doesn't matter. I know some people who probably want to help.
Nah, I'm good. If it gets too tough, I'll just leave.
I think
All right,
reinforcements would be welcome.
Certainly. Andy. Bonnie says, "Well, I guess it sounds like we're going to kind of go our separate ways in a little bit. Is there anything else you all want to do here before we go?"
I mean, we could look around for any supplies, but other than that, I don't know if there's anything here for us.
I mean,
We
this
can-
place is technically her family's home. I don't know if we want to just pillage what's left of them.
No, not pillage.
We
What
I
was
mean,
that
we have
meant?
Loot. It's called looting.
food, but I don't think you're all leading for that based off that. Maybe investigating the bodies? I don't know. I'm not very investigative, but
Check out the bodies. Cordelia would just kick
They
one,
seem-
roll it over, and poke it.
The bodies of
Her family and the other Harpers.
No, these red hammer guys on the ground. Are there not red hammer guys on the ground?
No, there are 5 Harper corpses, and then there are 3 members of the Iron Pact.
Okay,
That is the name
thank
of
you.
that is the
Alright.
name of this new game.
Yeah.
She just killed this.
Yeah.
She just kicked this small child.
No! Oh my gosh!
Don't
Yeah.
do that. Why
No,
would you do
I'm
that?
just kidding. No, just kidding. No.
I'm just. Actually, can I ask?
see- Yeah,
Sorry. Is there ventilation in this place if I were to start a fire?
please don't do that. It would. We do cook. I mean, we do have fireplaces in our homes. Luckily, honestly, to a certain degree, we're able to spread out a bit more than up in the city above in a place like this. But please don't set fire to our homes.
Not gonna. No, I just need a place where I can burn something.
Sure. Yeah, you can. There will be ventilation if you burn something in here.
Right.
In fact, it
Right.
looks like some stuff had already
If you-
burned in here.
If anyone wants to look at the corpses, go ahead. If not, I'm just gonna set them on fire because I feel like burning something.
Hey, that's Celia's job.
Right? What the fuck? Rubbing
For
off
one,
on you.
she's actually not helping.
Wow. Ophronus is in a burning mood and Celia isn't. What is the world coming to?
This place is cursed. We have to leave now.
He will ask if he does want to help along. Otherwise, he is just gonna attack these bodies, loot them for anything that might be worth anything, and otherwise just set them on fire.
Okay, you are going to loot the bodies before burning them. I was like, are you not going to do that?
No, always loot the bodies. It never assume we're not looting bodies.
Yeah, well, nobody
I will,
up until then. Oh, sorry.
I will say Prisma is still like trying to get to the mystical bearded man.
The mystical bearded man transformed into a small child. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was
Either
gonna.
way.
You can still ask the small child if you have any questions.
Hey, did you copy this? Did you see the actual bearded man, and is he somewhere around here? Like, can you get me his info if you know what he looks like?
Oh my god. No, he does ask him once again. He's gonna ask once again about what he's looking for. He's like, and I understand if you don't want, if it's one of those like tit for tat or like, hey, I saved your kids and shit, and then you tell me answers about this, that's fine. But I kind of need to know, have you seen this? Do you know where it is? Do you know someone that I could talk to that has this? I need answers.
Are you asking? Are you asking Flick? He does share.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't. I mean, I recognize some of the numbers, but why don't they put letters in math? Jeez.
Fuck. All right. And walks off.
But if you're asking about old Beardy, I did see him in the city year or so ago. Bonnie brings us lots of stories, and I'd heard about him in some of those stories. I once saw him up in the city and couldn't believe it, and he's like kind of like kicking his feet, like kind of like awkwardly, like he's like kind of like shy about admitting something. I like taking the forms of people in those stories. The heroes I hear about. I did hear about all of you as well. She shared about how you all fought off a troll in the yawning portal. That's so cool.
Yeah, that wasn't me,
Well,
Pip.
you
Right.
know.
I'm gonna go cry in the
Yeah.
corner now.
I don't think I heard about you. I'm sorry.
Such a polite little lad.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna just
like
go cry in the corner. Okay.
I like being heroes. They're cool. All right. Actually, let me double check.
Do I need to roll for the loot or for looting the bodies, or
You actually do not, because I'm assuming you're just gonna kind of look at stuff, find stuff.
pretty much? Yeah.
It looks like they weren't necessarily, all traveling. It looks like it's not like they're traveling with all their items on them, but they were armed. So I can get you. Let's say I'll do this between sessions of like all the special, or all the like kind of mundane stuff. But there is the weapons and armor. 3 Strings will recommends, like, I get wanting to put their weapons and their gold to good use. Could you leave them their armor though? They I'm gonna probably have somebody come back for them, give them a proper burial, and I'd rather them not be naked.
Oh, I'm not touching any of the Harpers. If
Oh, you're not touching the Harpers?
Yeah, not the Harpers, just the.
Okay.
If but I do ask 3 Strings if he wants to like put them aside separately so we can get them, like you said, topside so they can be buried properly.
Yeah. If I could get your help pulling them aside, I would appreciate that.
I can do that.
All right. Yeah, you spend a little bit of time. Not too difficult to get them all kind of lined up.
If I can, like some sheets over their bodies, just a little respect. The other guys, no, those I kick them across when I can. Just into that one makeshift pile of I'm about to burn them after I take their shit.
Yeah. 3 Strings does actually hand you their gold pouch, and says, both for the help and I knew these lot, and I think they probably want it all put to good use.
Thanks. How much is in here?
I will
No
say
idea.
between the members of the Iron Pact and the Harpers, 3 Strings does ask, share around the party. Is 150 gold between the 7 of them.
Fair enough. Gonna roll a quick sleight of hand.
Yeah, that tracks.
Jesus, on this I roll okay on? I mean, well, pretty sure one person might have enough perception naturally to see this. Yeah, because +1 sleight of hand, so 18 total. Pretty sure someone might be able to see this.
Oh no, my
Nope,
passive
17.
perception is 15. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I kept thinking your passive was like 19 or something for Celia's. I don't know. I thought the
I mean, maybe.
Nope,
17 is
17.
pretty close. It's only 2 off.
Yeah, no, but yeah, 18 sleight of hand, and just it took about a third of that gold just in the old pocket.
Yep.
Guys, we got $100 or 100 gold coins to share amongst ourselves.
Woo.
Like, guys, here's 100 gold. You guys can split. I already took my 20.
You mean 25, right?
I don't do math. You guys can keep the thing. I'm not hurting him.
All right. So the three of you can split the gold.
You split 100 gold. That means 33 gold for each of you, and then
1 gold extra.
Which,
If
if
you're
anyone
honest,
has,
you
I
could
have
keep the
silver.
extra one.
Since he's being
Tell you
so
what.
generous.
Tell you what. Let's put it on a bet. You feeling lucky, Celia?
Today? No.
Maybe we can change
Fair.
that. I mean, how many? You said there were 3 or 5 bodies. I don't know why I'm mixing it up. For the I don't know why I keep calling them the Iron Brand. It's not their name, is it?
There's 2 members of the Iron Flask and 5 harpers
Yeah.
that are dead. You don't know
So
how many
2
there were
members of the-
before, but
So there's 2 members of the Iron Brand and
Flask.
the harpers.
Iron
and
Pack. Sorry.
Iron Pack. I keep saying Iron Brand and Iron Flask, and already it's Pack. It's the Iron guys.
Yeah.
Iron people. Just kick them over to
Iron
that one little
Man.
corner line. Yeah, full on, very thin aluminum plate armor that just looked Iron Man-ish. They listen to Black Sabbath nonstop.
Alright.
Yeah, I gotta go rewatch that. But yeah. So, don't care to wager on this last little bit of gold?
Celia?
You see Celia kind of shake her head. Not today, big guy. You could just keep it.
What kind of bet?
Tyler, I think you're muted. I don't know if that's intentional or Kristen. I think you said something, but I think I only heard like the last syllable.
Yeah, like, what kind of bet? Like, what are we betting on?
And just Prisma sneaking up from behind. What kind of bet?
What you talking about?
And Tyler's muted, so that's
Tyler,
fine.
you are muted. You good? Othronus, show me what you got.
Come back to the stage.
Come back to the land of the living. Because there also were a few other items to be looted. I guess Prisma, you got that knife from before. Are you wanting to hold on to it?
I'll hold on to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that for now.
I will send you the stats of it when I have them figured out. Exactly. I've got some ideas. I just need to actually kind of write it out.
All right, sounds good.
And then if you want to send that to somebody else or sell it or whatever.
Called right for something?
Nope.
But I am.
Welcome back.
What did I miss?
You missed finishing your sentence. I think.
Darn.
You good? Was that a
Yeah.
connection issue, or were you busy?
No, I got called away for something.
Okay.
Ugh.
I believe it was you were wanting to place a bet with Celia. Celia said not today. She's not in the mood for it today. But Prisma said, "Ooh, what bet? What type of bet?"
Depends. How good are you with fire?
That does. Why are you answering my question with a question?
Because your answer will depend on whether it matters.
Looks at Celia. This is your forever. Okay.
And then you actually see Celia wince at that.
That's a bold assumption you've just made. Thank you for that. And statement.
I think Prisma just says, "I'm okay. What is this? What are you doing? What are the odds?"
Let's see who can burn something to ashes first. Winner gets this shiny gold piece. Just flip it up in the air before I catch it. So, any good with fire?
Not as good as Celia. Definitely not as good as her. She seems like, one of those people. They like setting fires, watching. Oh, psychopaths. I'm not as well versed as that.
So is that a yes
People
or
don't
no?
want
I'm
to
waiting
use.
for the actual answer here.
Oh, the actual answer is no.
Pity.
I am not good with
And
activity with fire.
I just walk up, I take out my flask, and I just start pouring the alcohol on there. It's that very hard whiskey that's very, very combustible. Or I just walk back, and then I lift up the eye patch and just set them on fire.
Tasty.
So are you? There were a few more items. We can say that you can pull.
Yeah, no, we looted this all beforehand.
Yeah.
Assuming there's a small pile next to us of the stuff we took.
Yeah, because there's some armor, warhammer, both of them non-magical but stylized, and then there was that knife that Prisma took, and then there's a shield made of infernal iron that seems to also be magical.
This actually reminds me I need to go pick something up from that one temple we visited.
Yes, that would be not in the morning, but that would be in the evening available.
So I'm trying to remember, was it yesterday that we did that? Because they said the next day or night.
The end of the next day, yeah. The end of the next day.
Yeah, the end of the next day. So has it been a day already, or I'm trying to remember?
Yes.
We left.
Well, that was
there.
Yeah, that was.
Then we talked to the black staff. Then we went on the water adventure that led us to the city and then back out.
Because you visited the Temple of Gond in the morning. Then then there was the whole. You visited the House of Heroes and the Colosseum, and then you visited the Black Staff, and then kind of went underwater and had the rest of that day.
Yeah, that day was
long day, but still not as long as that one day.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Busy. But yeah, you think that would be available. She didn't give like a specific time, but sometime in the evening today. Right. And then yeah, that shield with infernal iron. It's like a slightly. And let me see if I can find some art, because like the image I have in my head is really cool, but it's like slightly larger than a bracer, and it kind of looks like this kind of twisted. It's kind of oblong, so kind of like the length of it runs like parallel with your arm, and it's got like this twisted metal sort of design. But still offers full protection. But it looks like it won't be like bulky to carry around the city.
But is it something you have to hold in your hand, or does it attach to your hand like a bracer?
Kind of attaches like a bracer.
I guess I'll try
I'd
it on.
probably say that you could probably interact with items, but I don't think you're going to be able and hold like some basic items, but I don't think you're going to be able to wield a weapon in that hand all that. Other than I will say like brass knuckle, I will allow that one.
Definitely see if I can put that one on and then use the ring to summon the brass knuckles to see if I can still move all right.
Yeah. As with a lot of my stuff, I will say depending on if things go off the rails, I may change my ruling later. But for the time being, I will say yes, you're able to successfully wield that alongside that.
Cool. I hope this isn't cursed because we didn't identify anything.
We'll see. TLDR for the knife and the shield. Just give. I still need to write out stats for both of them, but the general gist is that the knife. Again, I may kind of change this depending on how things go, but the idea for the knife is that it does a slight amount of necrotic damage extra, but does a bunch of extra damage on a critical hit. And I think I'll probably make it crit on a 19 or 20. It crits on one lower than it normally would. And then the shield, I'm gonna say you can normally use a reaction to do a 1d6 fire damage in retribution, and it also has a charge of hellish rebuke that you can use. And perhaps there might be some other things involved as well.
So does it have like a cantrip reaction where if I use my reaction I can just do it d6 if I have a reaction and then one single charge of hellish rebuke?
Yeah. I think there's still a saving throw involved with the cantrip reaction. And it's probably going to be a lower DC, but you would just have that as like a cantrip reaction. But then that's also still using your reaction. And then yes,
Right,
the charge of hellish
still once a
rebuke.
turn, but yeah. So one charge of a basic one, but then you can still do the.
Yeah.
I can almost imagine using almost throwing just a firecracker at the ground in that version.
Kinda. Yeah.
Are you fast enough to move out the way before it goes?
Well, it's like sparks flying off like when they make an attack that kind of like burn them a bit.
The sparks catch on the shield, and it suddenly becomes an actual fire that just bounces off and it just sparks towards you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. Yeah, I will create some stats between sessions. Yeah, seems like the Iron Pact has access to infernal gear and an infernal aesthetic, so who knows? I guess you all good to stop here for the night, or do you guys have anything else? Because I think we'll pick up next time, probably doing a bit more planning and then beginning the execution. But was there anything you guys wanted to discuss or do tonight?
I think I'm good to stop here tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm good too.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. And then, yeah. Also, let me know if you guys think of anything between sessions or want to discuss stuff in general or plans or anything else. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Well,
I
out of
did
game,
like-
I do love the fact that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I do kind of like the angst from the regret question. I think is leading to some interesting dynamics and maybe some character development as well. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh no, it completely undid the like previous night's hangover of trying to forget what happened. That was literally the point of the last night, was to drink to keep that as far away from my head as possible while we tried to focus in. And then after like some time had passed and I stopped feeling that, I might have brought it back up. But this was just an immediate like, nope, immediately what she just did. I don't know why he's got so much, or why he's so, I don't know if it'd be what, trigger happy or just frustrated. But, you know, just keeping positive about,
Yeah, I got to kind of marinate in those feelings and, like, I mean, obviously you can probably tell that she wants you to kind of, if you probably couldn't tell the whole gimmick there is that she's trying to make you feel bad about your life, so you can go to Char. That's like kind of Char's whole thing.
oh yeah.
To a certain degree. Kind of depends on the version of Char, but
Oh, yeah.
you know, it also can be a catalyst for character drama, and also like
I know. I was so close to fighting the ghost.
also like what happened with Cordelia and Celia there, where Cordelia is like trying to hype Celia up, but man, did that not work
That was
well
like
or as
the
intended.
wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not the best. I
Yeah.
wanted to say something, but I was also unavailable at the time because he did kind of overhear about how you were comparing yourself, or going down on yourself. But he never got a chance to because I was out of game. Wasn't able to get back here to talk.
You were
In-game, I
busy.
think he was just still busy.
He was still dealing with his own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if he ever actually told you guys. He told this to Clive, like where he's sorry that the reason he left is because he didn't like how things were going, but he also regretted that he didn't stay to try to get them to also not go down that path. Instead, he just dipped and left them both behind, even though he basically confessed that they were his family. So yeah, no, he's been carrying that one for like a while. So he left, and he's starting to get better, but he also kind of left them out, and now one of them ended up being a straight-up enemy. The other one was only barely able to get them back. One of them kind of closed the chapter on that.
Yeah. Also, the whole thing with Flick impersonating Elminster, like ever since I kind of like decided that like I wanted to kind of do this arc, this kind of story arc, and it's like, oh yeah, kind of going and exploring Bonnie's kids a bit more. Have one of them that impersonates like famous people for the fun. It's like a kid playing dress up, but you know,
I was
shapeshifter.
I was wondering if you were going to make that the cliffhanger, like you didn't tell us that it was a kid until next time, because we'd be thinking about, okay, there's now a super powerful wizard here that somehow knows.
Elements just right here.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
right
I was-
here. Why? Is he going to help us? Does he just have information? Is he just doing this for shits and giggles? And then, like, we spend a week trying to think of what to ask him, and then you morph into a kid.
I had thought about that, but the timing, cliffhangers, they gotta kind of work with the timing of the game. I mean, I guess I could have called it an hour early, but we had more we wanted to do.
No, yeah, if things had gone differently, or if we chosen to leave, come up with a plan, and then we'd found him.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun.
It has. Thank you so much for hosting.
Yeah, this was a great,
Thank you.
nice little emotional episode of
Yeah.
kidnapped children, the ghosts.
I love drama,
It's fun.
Same.
both narrative and interpersonal. As a side note, just something I should mention. Now it does come up. I'd said I was good for Wednesday before. Then my dad, later today, says "Oh, well, maybe we will want to do something in the evening, even though we don't normally." Because I guess he might be busy on Friday. I'm gonna assume that I'm good until he tells me otherwise. But I did want to let you know that there's a chance I might not be available for that. I'm sorry.
No worries, just let me know.
I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Yeah.
But until otherwise stated, I am still on. Still good.
Sounds good.
Nice.
It's fine. Don't worry about it, man. We'll just kill up Sid.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I mean, it's Onyx in the session.
And Sid and Onyx. Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean, yeah.
Onyx spends the entire session trying to reason with its zombie.
That's
can
not
totally try.
what. Well, wait a
I-
minute. Isn't Onyx dressed as?
Oh God. You can. Yeah, he is also looks like Merz right now. But I also just had the thought of he does have the organic elements, and that's partially kind of needed so they can be treated the same as most rules wise to most of the other players' characters. But if he can get drunk theoretically, because he hasn't yet, if he can get drunk, if he can drink a healing potion or a transmutation potion that makes him look like somebody else. I don't want to see this, but I also think it would be interesting and cool. He could probably get bitten by a zombie and theoretically could turn into a zombie. And robot zombie Onyx would be a sight to behold.
I mean, it'd be cool, but I'd prefer if he got bitten by something with lycanthropy, because a werewolf. No, a
Oh my God, that would also be
wererobot
awesome.
Would just be cool.
Vampire robot.
Well, no,
The
because I think
possibilities are endless.
if he
Sorry.
contracts lycanthropy, but then the polyjuice starts to wear off, are we gonna have a Terminator scene where his skin starts to melt and there's now a robotic wolf skeleton underneath?
That would be cool. Yeah, how that would work, who knows? But that would be really interesting to see.
What curse stays, which one doesn't? Or do we give him all three? A zombie, vampire, werewolf?
So I gotta hop
definitely
off
not-
here, guys. Have a good
No, you're
evening.
good.
Thank you
Have
so
a nice
much for
evening.
hosting.
Yeah.
Take
It's
care,
fine.
everybody.
Nice.
Jump off your
Enjoy your
chairs.
Thanksgiving.
Not
Yeah.
something I'm
Yeah.
looking to find out. Have a nice night.